They say, oh, I really like you, I'll do this for you. The next person says, oh, if you'll do that for me, then I'll do this for you. If you'll do this for me. Well, I'm not going to do that for you. Oh, well, then I'm not going to do this for you. And then I'm not going to do this for you. And then they walk down the ladder of love. And at some point, people reduce themselves to the passion and the love and that chemistry, that oxytocin, that thing that really draws you together. It begins to die. And if you don't have the basis for the relationship things that you love to do together, then eventually you grow apart and you either become people who don't like each other, or you do what we did, you become like a brother and a sister.
Do you see yourself getting married to a woman again, or is it more of just a life partner thing from this point going forward?
So I haven't married a second time, but I'm looking for a wife.
Why even take that risk?
Hey, yo, this is because whenever he talks to people that are single or people that are broken up, he's like, yo, why did you give it up?
But I am telling you right now, that motherfucker back there is not real.
Everywhere you go, you're an anomaly. You're the original anomaly. And all this time, I have been the only one holding it all together.
Miguel, go easy on him.
You don't belong here. You never did. Has no idea what he's doing.
And I'm about to do this. Everyone keeps telling me how my story is supposed to go. Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
War isn't a game, girl.
That's funny. Soldier 76 said the same thing.
You spend your second chance at life walking a lonely road. No one cares, monk. Someone always cares. You must simply seek them out. I shouldn't be surprised you took his side.
You never gave me much choice. Wanna know what Martina's been up to?
Not interested.
That's not what my tracker says.
Are you ever tempted to contact your wife?
No.
Afraid she would try to kill you?
I'd be surprised if she didn't.
Your body seems to be adapting well to the changes, Gabriel.
This is what you call well.
Welcome, my friends. My name is Antoine Finks, and this is my RP experience. Peace and love to all my brothers and sisters out there. Thank you for hitting the like button, subscribing, sharing, and turn on all notifications so you know when I have a whole new video up. Tonight's video is not really a diss toward Abba and Preach, but and while I do like you guys, I do think because of your war with Fresh and Fit and some of the other, well, the popular red pill creators, because I know the toxic ones are the ones that get a large following and get a lot of traction and go viral. But not every man that has decided to open their mind and listen to what those men have to say is toxic or blindly follows everything that they have to say. I believe creators like Coach Greg Adams, Think Before You Sleep, Sandman, which I didn't listen to him as much, Angry Man. What I like about them is they brought another side of the conversation. Because when I was growing up, all I heard was women are nice and filled with spice, sugar and spice, and all men are wrong. That has always been the narrative that I've heard on Oprah Winfrey, on any of those talk shows that my mom was vigorously watching all the time. So I was always hearing that part of the conversation. It was only until later, when I got older, after a divorce, and I almost went down that path of hating all women, but I decided to do an experiment because I noticed I get along with women very well of different nationalities. Actually, I get along with a lot of women of different nationalities more than I do my own most of the time. And that's only because I don't always talk in slang and I'm not hood. Not that all black women are hood, but either if they are real educated, sometimes they may tend to look down on a guy like me if I don't have a certain amount of status or money. I'm talking about the ones that I came across. So it's not all of them. Or if they are around my level, they're more into hood dudes or talking and slang and calling each other the N word, which I do not use that word at all. That's not part of my vernacular. I made this video only because while I agree with a lot of what you guys do with being in the neutral space, once again, because of the rift that you had with Fresh and Fit, I think it tends to blind you of the plight that a lot of men suffer. And that's the sad truth, which I think I'm going to make this video. That a lot of men don't care about what other men go through. They only care about what they are going through. And that includes on both extremes. If men are having a bad time out there with women, they'll say all women suck, all women are 304s, all women are bad, blah, blah, blah. Or they'll be on the other side, which I've always heard that side, of women are so great, men need to do better, and basically just kissing women's ass and ignoring all the things that they are doing, even if she's beating your ass some kind of way or cheating on you some kind of way, it's your fault as a man. And men deep down will automatically think this like a knee-jerk reaction, like we're all indoctrinated to put women on a pedestal normally, unless if you are a man going through women. But then on the opposite, and you are actually making a lot of the women monsters out here that's on TikTok, that's making man bash videos. So I don't agree with those men. I don't agree with either side bashing the other and not acknowledging where you are fucking up. So you usually do a good job of being in the middle and seeing stuff, but I do think you somewhat missed the part of this video. And while those on the red pill side is more in the doom and gloom, a lot of men, unless if they're young, which I understand with young men, and that's why Andrew Tate got such a long following. But I do think with men that are older, especially over 25, going into the 30s, especially 40s, most men think for themselves. Most men they are smart enough to avoid anything that will make their relationship harder, such as listening to a podcast that's putting women down or either pointing out the things that they are doing because they are knee deep into their relationship and they may not want to cause any unnecessary rifts. Now, I wish women had that same type of thing because some of them will listen to a psychic, listen to their friends, become full on feminine. I don't know if I can say that word. Feminism. Okay. They will adopt that, even though they have a man that's doing his best, and they will start hitting him with how men have oppressed women, stuff like that. So, anyway, without further ado, we're going to first see the full video before they interject, and I'll be right back.
What's your age?
57.
Are you single?
Yes.
Have you ever proposed to a woman before?
Yes.
How did that turn out for you?
A marriage and 2 children.
And then divorce?
And then divorce, yes.
How long was your marriage with your ex-wife?
About 20 years.
How do you go from having a whole family life to coming back out into the world as a single man?
So the thing I refer to as the ladder of love. People walk up the ladder of love when they're beginning a relationship. They say, oh, I really like you, I'll do this for you. The next person says, oh, if you'll do that for me, then I'll do this for you. Oh, well, if you'll do that for me, then I'll do this for you. If you'll do this for me. Well, I'm not going to do that for you. Oh, well, then I'm not going to do this for you. And then I'm not going to do this for you. And then they walk down the ladder of love. And at some point, people reduce themselves to the passion and the love and that chemistry, that oxytocin, that thing that really draws you together. It begins to die. And if you don't have the basis for the relationship things that you love to do together, then eventually you grow apart and you either become people who don't like each other, or you do what we did, you become like a brother and a sister.
Do you see yourself getting married to a woman again, or is it more of just a life partner thing from this point going forward?
So I haven't married a second time, but I'm looking for a wife.
Why even take that risk?
There comes a point in your life when you start asking yourself the question, what am I going to do with the time that I have left? And that's when you start viewing life very differently. You realize that there's a number of days you have left to live, but you want to decide how to make those days really count. I'm not thinking anymore about how to build an empire, because I did that. And so when you reach that point in your life, you say to yourself, what do I want to do? How do I want to give back? Who do I want to teach? Who do I want to mentor? What do I want to leave as my legacy? And then you say to yourself, who do I want to do that with?
Was there anything wrong with what he said? No. And he gave a real life answer. Now, I don't know if he's compromised. I don't know if he's in a relationship now, which I know he said he was looking for a woman. But some men, like myself, probably would think, hey, someone may see this video that I am trying to court or date. I don't want them to get the wrong idea that I don't want to have a relation. And as I say on quite a few of my videos, because I try to be consistent and I try to be as real as possible, because I understand most people that come online is putting on a persona or a show that's not really them, which I kind of understand in a way, because basically if you're making videos, it's all about making money. Thing is, I guess is part of my ninja way or something, I can't say something that I truly don't believe. That's why I wasn't a real good salesperson, because I'm not real good at lying to somebody in that way. Not to say that I can't lie. I would probably lie maybe to spare somebody's feelings, to not hurt someone, which, however, a lot of times when you lie, you end up hurting somebody more if they find out. But as far as making somebody believe I'm something I'm not, I really don't play that particular game right here. Now, Abbott and Preach had a totally different take of this video. And I understand where the man is coming from. Me, myself, even though I am sour on marriage and kids, because I already have a kid, so I already have legacy. Truthfully, I don't know what he was talking about there. I don't know if he wants to start another family with someone else. And yes, a lot of men do marry, but see, I believe the same way women get pushed when they are younger to get married or especially have a kid, men are kind of told to do the right thing, to settle down. You shouldn't be by yourself. That type of stuff there is not put on men the same type of pressure that's put on women when they reach certain years after 25 to 30. But with men, especially as they get older, and especially if they are with a woman, he'll get pressure from him and part of the outside world. And this is the sad fact here, that I wonder if you guys, if you watch this video, will you admit that in men's case, we are always put to our importance and our value is what we have. If you don't have money, you're a bum. If you don't have certain things in a certain amount of time in your life, you are a loser. So men are always judged, not just by women, but by other men, society in general, by the things that you have, your possessions. So to top that all off, our thing is always about getting a woman and building a legacy, having a family. That type of thing right there is kind of edged to what men should do, I guess, to keep the economy going, because men in relationships spend more money. I did a video about this. They spend more money. So I think that's the thing there of why society loves when men are in relationships. Now, for women, they are fed the opposite thing. They don't need a man. They can do bad by themselves. They can basically, that thing is put out that men is there to be useful, and when he doesn't have a usefulness, you can just leave him. Now, do all women believe this, or do all women go down that road? No. But especially from what I see from comments and social media, okay, I'm going to comment on something that you said on the video, but later, after we watch what you are going to say.
They say, oh, I really like you, I'll do this for you. The next person says, oh, if you'll do that for me, then I'll do this for you. If you'll do this for me. Well, I'm not going to do that for you. Oh, well, then I'm not going to do this for you. And then I'm not going to do this for you. And then they walk down the ladder of love. And at some point, people reduce themselves to the passion and the love and that chemistry, that oxytocin, that thing that really draws you together. It begins to die. And if you don't have the basis for the relationship, things that you love to do together, then eventually you grow apart and you either become people who don't like each other, or you do what we did, you become like a brother and a sister.
Do you see yourself getting married to a woman again, or is it more of just a life partner thing from this point going forward?
So I haven't married a second time, but I'm looking for a wife.
Why even take that risk?
Hey, yo, this is because whenever he talks to people that are single or people that are broken up, he's like, yo, why did you give it up? And when he's with people, are you suffice with this? Like, it's like there's never like a happy sentence. You know what I mean?
So what he normally does is he asks women why they quit on the marriage.
Yes.
And then he asks men why they want to get married. Why not just be a life partner? Why not do the high value man? He's actually being consistent. It's because you're not paying attention to the gender.
To who the gender. Yeah.
Why even take that risk?
There comes a point in your life when you start asking yourself the question, what am I going to do with the time that I have left? And that's when you start viewing life very differently. You realize that there's a number of days you have left to live, but you want to decide how to make those days really count. I'm not thinking anymore about how to build an empire, because I did that. And so when you reach that point in your life, you say to yourself, what do I want to do? How do I want to give back? Who do I want to teach? Who do I want to mentor? What do I want to leave as my legacy? And then you say to yourself, who do I want to do that with?
When
a man loves a woman,
Yeah, and things don't work out. I think a lot of times people expect a whole bitter outcome. But what people also don't realize is that when divorce happens, men are like 60% more likely to get remarried. Not the women.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
Okay, I'm not saying that you are not correct with this. I'm just saying, having been in some relationships in my life, there's always pressure coming from the woman that usually wants to get married. Yes, there are some men that wants to rush to the order and get married. But those guys that right after a divorce, they get a girlfriend, especially if they are older and even halfway established, they will have the woman that they are with want to get married, especially if when a woman is trying to have a kid before she can have a kid, she'll be more prone to get married. Okay? I think that's why probably men, if after they was in a relationship, well, a marriage that ended, and then they get into another one, the other woman, especially if she's older, she's going to press to get married most of the time. I don't know too many women that will be like, you know what? I don't want to get married. I just want us to be life partners. There are some women like that out there, but most women, as they will say on talk shows, is looking to get married. So if you get one of those women that's older, that's not in that fun stage, not trying to have fun, and not to say that there are not older women that want to have fun, but I also think that has to go if she thinks you are her first choice or the man of her dreams, the one she wants to settle down with. Otherwise, she's going to want to get married. So that's why probably those men get married. Now, those women, after they get divorced, maybe they just want to have fun. Like that woman, Eat, Pray, Love. After she got divorced, she just wanted to have fun. She wanted to go around the world, meditate, okay? That's what some women may want to do. Unless if they left that man for another man, and that man may want to get married. Then I can see how that happens.
You know, and for all the shit that marriage gets and how much people shit on it online, I realize it's almost exclusively really an online thing. And
because unfortunately, most people online is more honest. I know some older men that I will come across, and I will ask them, hey, should I get married again? They'll say, oh, hell no. You already did that before, right? Didn't work out? Okay, you still paying her? And not every marriage ends in a horrible way either. There's not always a lot of animosity there. I will say with mine, it was until either she matured, which I don't, well, she did mature, but I think not until I had a podcast and I was talking about relationship stuff, and she did a thing that I never thought she would do, talking about the ex. She must have self-reflected on her behavior, which I have to go, bravo. I didn't know you had that in you. So some women can be accountable. And that's not to say I was flawless, because there's a lot of things I could have did better. But one of the biggest thing is I could have been more honest. And this is the thing when people are going get married. You don't have to be doom and gloom, but be honest. Tell them the truth of how you can get married to this woman. She can say she loves you to the moon and back. Then a year from now, she meets somebody. She doesn't feel the same. She can just leave you in a drop of a dime and not feel nothing because her heart is with somebody else now. Now, of course, if you fell out of love with her, then it doesn't matter. But if you still love her, that shit's going to hurt. Let them continue. This is almost over.
And when men who are divorced are asked about marriage, they speak about it positively. Maybe not their last marriage, but the desire to want to be married is still there.
Shout the season, man.
Wait a minute. Who are you guys talking to out here? I know you guys know a lot of people, but okay. I'll say this before I forget. With being in this space talking about relationship stuff primarily, and not just going by videos, not just going by the women that's on Fresh and Fit, which I know those are not all women. Those are a certain select group of women that a lot of men like them will attract. But the thing is, though, those women will also come across good guys, nice guys, guys trying to be good or something. Maybe they may not damage them. Maybe they just might smash them. Maybe they just might hook up. Maybe they just might be friends with them. Maybe that guy sees another side of them. So, yeah, not all women are like that. But the sad thing is while you guys will cover a thing of that woman, I can't think of the name of that woman, that was on The View, that came on national TV and say men are useless. And then you will cover a video like this saying marriage is still good. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with marriage. It's the people getting involved in the marriage. And this is what I meant to say. A lot of people are not honest out here. So you should go by their social media, their friends, the people that they are surrounded by, and if you could see their comment section, those women that's like, what's her name? Sprinkle. She gets lots of likes and lots of comments. Those comments are coming from somewhere. Somewhere there are women like that walking around. Now, I'm using that example, dear, the same way that there are bad guys walking around that follow Andrew Tate and his teachings religiously and Fresh and Fit to the letter. Which I don't think you should blindly follow nobody online because truthfully, they're not living your life. They don't really, any mistakes or things that you do is not going to impact them, it's going to impact you. What you can do is take what people are saying, see if it matches up with your life, because who knows? Maybe you don't have problem. This is a good example here. There are men that have problems talking to women and attracting women. Not every man has that particular problem. Even men that's not 6'6", not Chad or Tyrone, there are some men that just don't have problems talking to women because of confidence. They are funny, a certain energy, but not every guy will have that same experience. So that's the thing here. I understand what you guys are saying, but to act like it's not a danger in marriage for men, I really think that's, especially with your platform, that's irresponsible. I'm sorry, that is irresponsible. You don't have to go the doom and gloom route, but just the fact that men are just jumping and getting married despite they got destroyed in a marriage is not the smart thing to do. Imagine what happened to Kevin Costner. He got married, then divorced, and then he married again. He didn't want to have kids. That woman pressed him to have kids. And as soon as they had kids and they got a certain age, she divorced him. And she blamed it on his show Yellowstone. Okay? So that's just the thing there. It's more of a benefit for the woman leaving than the man leaving. Unless if you don't have kids and you don't have a lot of stuff that you can lose. Or if you get with a woman that has more money, like unfortunately Holly Berry is always paying her ex-husbands off because she picks a man that she makes more than, and then they take her to the cleaners. So that does happen to women as well. Let's almost wrap this up.
And most of them do get remarried because as you age, the prospects of a single man are substantially worse than the prospects of a single woman. So online, y'all can live whatever y'all want to live. Y'all can, I'm gonna be with my homies. Your bed full of like male pubes. Congrats. Nobody in real life trying to do this shit.
Let's move in together.
Yeah, folks get families and then they move on. They're not kicking it like that.
Well, you're somewhat correct with this, as I believe I said earlier. A lot of people are faking online. They're faking that they're rolling in women. They're faking that they're happy. They're faking that they have as much money. And the red pill space is not immune to that. Okay? And that's why I will say, I have nothing against having a girlfriend. I have nothing against meeting a woman and sharing the rest of my life with her. Thing is, after it failed one time, I don't really want no more kids. Fuck legacy. Okay? Because if it don't work out, I don't have it in me to do another 18 years of paying child support for a kid that I will barely see. And let me say this, I don't go through the problem of the ex-wife not letting me see the kid. It's just that I have work, and usually when I do see her, she's trying to hit me up for additional money for something, with something that doesn't pertain to my daughter. And I'm not going to get in depth with that right now because everybody goes through something. But the thing is, when a relationship is over, I don't get no benefits from still being attached to her, yet she does from me. And that's only because she happened to pick a decent dude that does follow through and does do what he say. Now, if I was a guy that was in and out of jail or was like not contributing anything, then I guess I would be good. But I'm not like that. And there are men that's not like that. Not every guy is not providing for their kids or trying to take care of his responsibilities. Thing is, I don't want to repeat that particular thing and do a Robin Williams and be paying 3 ex-wives off. Really, it was 2, but the rumor was his wife that he was with, they was going to divorce. I don't know if that was true, but the thing is, the fact that you was paying 2 ex-wives off, who wants to be... Look, that guy that was doing that video, either their kids was out of the way and he wasn't paying, because I'm pretty sure if she had left him and he was still paying her heavy, that would probably affect him. And that's the thing too. Not every guy gets destroyed when his wife leaves. But there's lots of men that do. And that's the thing. Men, like you guys, don't care. Because you're not going through it. And I don't wish that on you guys, because I know one of you is married, and I mix you guys up with names. And I hope your marriage lasts a long time. And I don't think you would bring it online because you barely talk about the person. But I'm just saying, if men have more empathy, and I'm talking about authentic empathy, I'm not talking about men trying to cash in on men's pain like some of the red pillars, but men that actually care about men's rights or what men are going through. If there were more men like that, then I guess I wouldn't be needed. But since most men don't care, whether it's men in the red pill space, I do think they care enough to warn men, but they don't care beyond making money. And guys that are not having a problem picking up women or making money, they don't care about things that the common man is going through. So anyway, that's it. You guys have the right to feel how you want to feel, but me personally, yeah, I think this is one of your videos. It was just a bad take. I mean, that guy, I'm glad that he's still able to smile, but there's plenty of men that don't. And there's some men that delete themselves. What about those men? So there is some sunshine at the end of the rainbow, but don't forget the sunshine is surrounded by darkness. Give me a like and subscribe, and have a good night.
Men are losing their mind over a recent video that I made explaining how you leaving a good guy doesn't make you a bad person. Your spouse doesn't have to be abusive in order for your feelings of wanting to leave to be valid. There are dozens of reasons why marriages fall apart, and a lot of them have nothing to do with somebody being a bad person. Here are some examples. Financial problems, growing apart, communication issues, addiction, too much arguing, lack of emotional or physical intimacy, one spouse just isn't carrying their weight in the marriage. Maybe you married too young or for the wrong reasons, opposing values or lack of shared interests. Or maybe you just live like platonic roommates. Those are all very common reasons for divorce. And it doesn't make you or your spouse a bad person.
Man down. I told you. Betty, bring me everyone.
What do you mean everyone?
There was a guy that booked a consult with me once, and he did exactly what you said he would do. Okay. So he did the traditional thing. He had 5 children, and at about 55, 60 years old, his wife divorced him, took all his retirement, and now takes 40% of his income because she was a housewife. And now he is going to work until he is dead. That is a real possibility. He was a corrections officer. So it wasn't like he was this loser. He was serving the country, right? That's something we need, as we need people to make sure that the criminals aren't breaking out, right? Well, he was the, I might have the name wrong. But what I'm saying. But so what I'm saying is, hey guys, prepare accordingly. None of these people on these shows are going to be there when that happens to you. None of them. You're not going to be there. All the people saying get married, have a family are not going to be there.